Welcome back to EDU-Tutor. Today we want to look at 2019 May-June Sociology Unit 1, Paper 1. Number 1. Which of the following persons is credited with coining the term sociology? So who coined the term sociology? Is it Karl Marx, Auguste Comte, Herbert Spencer, or Emile Durkheim? The answer is B, Auguste Comte. The term popular culture refers to A, the abstract aspects of culture, B, the culture of the masses, C, the culture of the elite, or D, the cultural products. 2 is B. Similar practices that are found in most societies are called syncretism, value consensus, cultural universals, or cultural adaptations. The answer is C. Number 4. Which of the following scholars made a direct contribution to Caribbean sociology? Is it Andre Frank, Talcott Parsons, George Murdoch, or Lloyd Brathwaite? And number 4 is D, Lloyd Brathwaite. Cultural patterns that strongly oppose the established norms of the dominant culture within a society are called subculture, youth culture, counterculture, or secondary culture. The answer is counterculture. Which of the following terms describes the process where a dominant culture is imposed on a subordinate culture? Is it acculturation, enculturation, counterculture, or cultural assimilation? Number 6 is acculturation. Now, which of the following theories subscribes to the view that shared values are necessary for societies to run smoothly? And that is Emile Durkheim. Right? Which of the following are characteristics of an empirical research? 1. Data are interpreted and analyzed. 2. Data are collected in a systematic way. Or 3. The hypothesis is confirmed or refuted. And number 8 is D, all three. So everything above. The maintenance of a group's unique cultural forms and characteristics in a diverse society is called A, syncretism, B, creolization, C, ethnocentrism, or D, cultural pluralism. The answer is D. So whenever you have cultures in a society and they do not merge, it is called cultural pluralism. Number 10. Which of the following summarizes the difference between longitudinal and cross-sectional studies? A, secondary sources versus primary sources. B, quantitative research versus qualitative research over a long period of time versus research over a short period of time. Observation by participation versus multi-stage sampling of the population. And number 10 is C, so it's the time. Which group of sociologists argue that a person's class is determined by his or her position in the economic system? Marxist, feminist, interpretivist, or functionalist? The answer is A. Number 12, when a research method is repeatedly applied consistently, it produces the same results in a society. It is said to be valid, reliable, relevant, or standardized. The answer is reliable. Number 13, Professor X has demanded that his class take part in his research. He warned the class that non-compliance with his order would result in failure in the course. Which of the following ethical principles was breached by Professor X? So they did not volunteer to participate. He's forcing them to participate. Researcher X is conducting research on the life of a slave. Quam Upadhyay has documented the life of an enslaved African. Researcher X uses Quam's book as his secondary data sources. Which of the following is a major disadvantage of the researcher's approach? Is it unverifiable data, cost effectiveness, historical perspective, or invaluable data source? Of course, it is A. He has unverifiable data. He's using only data that was already given to him, which he cannot confirm if it is correct. Now, item 15 refers to the following information. The Children of the Sun is a radical group that advocates the green revolution and eco-friendly production. It has been accused of several violent attacks against the petrochemical industry, but there is no evidence to implicate the members of the group. Which of the following research techniques would be most appropriate for investigating this group? Is it structured interviews, questionnaires, observation, or surveys? So it is a radical group. So the best method to investigate this group would be a observation. Now, which of the following characteristics is true of nuclear families? All right, number 16. Which of the following characteristics is true of nuclear families? Seen as ideal by functionalists, organized in the same way in different cultures, universally responsible for the socialization of the children, who are often seen as the most basic units of social organization. The answer is A. Oh, is C. Universally responsible for the socialization of children. How are you? Give me a second. All right, so we're going with so it says the characteristics of a true nuclear family. We're going with D. Now, which of the following statements does not describe social pathology in the Caribbean family? Family life is loose and unstable. Conjugal ties are often pernicious and transitory. The father's contact with children is regular, or children are legitimate and often unschooled. So C is not a characteristic of social pathology in the Caribbean. According to Oscar Lewis, the growth of single-parent households in the Caribbean is a result of choice, poverty, migration, or education, and it's poverty. In sociology, the term life chances refers to various risks individuals take in life, the opportunity to live in a developed nation state, opportunities to experience an acceptable quality of life, or D, the number of years an individual lives in the Caribbean. The answer is C. The education system reinforces gender stereotyping. Which of the following statements best illustrates this perspective? Females are expected to pursue non-technical subjects. That's 20A. 21 refers to the following diagram, which shows households tasks completed by members of a family in a Caribbean island. Alright, so which type of family is illustrated in the diagram above? We have a father who prepares breakfast and washes dishes, a mother who prepares dinner and does laundry, and both of them will pack lunch kits, transport children, assist with children's homework, and perform household chores. So we would say that that is more of a, uh, let me see, prepares dinner, does laundry, more of a symmetrical family. And we know that a symmetrical family would be what? So it would be close to an egalitarian family. So both parents are doing equal amount of work. Which of the following are characteristics of a cult? At variance with traditional society, 2, strong bureaucratic structure, or 3, loosely organized with small exclusive membership. The answer is B, which is 1 and 3. Religion provides consensus, which is required for order and stability in society. Which functionalist is responsible for this thinking? So 23 is C. 24. In Caribbean societies, religion is often seen as being integrated with nature. Which sociological perspective on religion reinforces this statement? Is a conflict interpretivist, interactionist, or functionalist? The answer for this is the functionalist. Durkheim's theory of religion shows that A. Religious beliefs and practices may create social solidarity. B. Religion was created by the ruling class in society. C. Religious beliefs keep people dominated and oppressed. Or D. Religion makes sense of people's experiences to promote social order. Now, the main technique used by leaders of sects to build their gathering is A. Focus on collective wealth. B. Focus on traditional authority. C. Charisma and emphasis on purity of their doctrine. Or D. Drawing from a highly diverse and stratified public. Answer is C. Now, which of the following theoretical perspectives suggests that labeling is used to explain how teacher expectations are linked to educational performance? Is it interactionist, functionalist, or subculture, or Marxist? The answer is the interactionist. 28. Which of the following factors is most likely to reduce the prevalence of male underachievement in the Caribbean in a long term? Is it gender resocialization, increasing family income level, greater employment opportunity, or increasing economic responsibility? 28 is A. The Marxist view on education stresses that education facilitates the teaching of norms and values that to young people. Individuals require or acquire skills which allow them to meet societal goals. Society rewards individuals for hard work, or education allows the elite to dominate society. Now remember that Marxists believe about elite dominating the poorer classes. So therefore, any one of the options that would influence or would have the same perspective would be the answer. 30. Male underachievement is a noticeable problem in Caribbean societies because A. Females are more intelligent than males. B. Females receive more encouragement to seek education. C. There are changes in nature of work and employment for males. Or D. Males have a lower self-concept. So the answer for 30 is B. The Marxist term for the working class is serf, peasant, proletariat, or bourgeoisie. The answer is proletariat. All right, let's look at this diagram which shows racial stratification in the Caribbean. Now, this diagram indicates that blacks are in the majority. Colonial society is rigidly stratified, where there is little room for social mobility. 32 is 2 and 3. So it shows that colonial society is rigidly stratified and that there is little room for social mobility. It also shows that blacks is in the majority, so it's D. Now, aspects of the caste system were introduced to the Caribbean by the enslaved from Africa, white bond servants, Chinese indentured laborers, or East Indian indentured laborers. The answer is D. All right, so number 34 to 35 refer to the following options. So let us read them. Certification is universal, necessary, and inevitable. That is A. B. Certification is an expression of the values of powerful groups. C. Change in the certification system comes through an evolutionary process. Or D. In market economies, classes develop from people's situations in relation to buying and selling. Now, which of the options above relate to the following theories? So, functionalists. What did functionalists say? So they said A, certification is universal, necessary, and inevitable. And what did the conflict perspective say? They said C. All right, so it should be B. Stratification is an expression of powerful groups. Then 36. Which of the following situations best illustrates intergenerational mobility? So intergenerational mobility: A, the son of a laborer becoming a laborer. B, after 10 years of formal education, a skilled mechanic becomes a lawyer. Jane is a hospital receptionist and her daughter becomes a medical doctor. Or Mary is demoted to a clerical worker after working as an administrative assistant for 10 years. 36 is C. 37. Which of the following reasons best accounts for the open system of stratification in the Caribbean? And the answer for that is D. The government has promoted equal access to education and employment opportunities. Lloyd Brathwaite's description of a plural society is evident in heterogeneous societies. Now, which of the following is a characteristic of a closed stratification system? Now, remember that in a closed stratification system, your mobility is determined by at birth, right? Number 40, in a closed society, which determinant will least affect a person's social class? All right, so the answer for that is B, education. Cheryl, a clerk 1 at the Ministry of Health, she was transferred to the Ministry of Education as clerk 1. Which type of mobility did she experience? So she experienced horizontal mobility. Item 42 refers to the following. John's father is a cleaner at a local car company. John recently attained his degree at the university and is employed as a business manager in a prestigious organization. Which of the following types of social mobility describes John's experience? 42 is D. In the post-independence period, in most Caribbean societies, class division resulted mainly from changes in politics, poverty, religion, and education. 43 is education. Alright, 44. According to some sociologists, elites will always maintain a dominant position in society because they, 1, inherit their wealth, 2, attain prestigious schools, or 3, are dependable workers. 44 is 1 and 2 only. And 45, during slavery, the elites in the Caribbean were able to maintain their economic and social dominance through gender distinctions, interclass religion, the use of force, or creolization. And 45 is through the use of force. All right. So thank you for watching. Hope you learned something new. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Bye.